Our first guest on this week's show is the leading scorer for the 12th-ranked Notre Dame hockey team and one of the top scorers in the nation, junior Anders Bjork. The alternate captain leads the Irish in both goals with 14 and assists with 18 for a total of 32 points in Notre Dame's 19 games so far this season. Anders was drafted in the 5th round of the 2014 NHL draft by the Boston Bruins and is currently enrolled in the Mendoza College of Business, where he is majoring in marketing. We welcome Anders to our show today.
Thanks for being with me.
Of course, yeah.
We got a little hockey weather going on outside.
Yeah.
It makes the rink feel warm and toasty, but thanks for coming over here.
Yeah.
It's got to be an interesting period of time where you guys are in the midst of some really important games. Obviously had a great weekend sweeping too, and you got Michigan Tech coming up. Well, there's no school going on. Mm-hmm. So how do you structure your week? What goes on? Today you went to a local event, right?
Yeah, well, yesterday we did actually, at the mall and stuff. So, yeah, we have a couple things like that to keep us busy, and, we have time now so we can, reach out to the community a little more. But, I mean, mainly we just practice in the morning for a couple hours, which is nice, and then we have the afternoons free. So, we use that time to bond as a team. We just have some team events and stuff like that, or do stuff in the community we've done a couple times. So, it's good. We're making good use of our time.
Given the additional time, are there elements of your game you work on, too, beyond the normal practice time?
Yeah, we're at the rink a little longer, and a lot of guys are staying after, because they don't have to rush back to the dorm or back to the library to study or anything. So, that's been good for us, I think, and a lot of guys have used this time to stay at the rink and work on their shot or work on strength and stuff like that, which is big, especially, right in the middle of the season where you got to, tune up those skills and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, no one has tuned up their skills more than you this year. You've been on fire. You have been an offensive juggernaut. Whether you look at it in the context of our program or nationally, to what do you contribute all this success this year?
I think a lot of it has to do with my line mates and my other teammates supporting me, and I've a lot of times been in the right place at the right time, I guess. But another thing is just like gaining confidence from, this is my 3rd year now playing college hockey, and, it's, I thought I gained a lot of confidence this year just from having that experience and being an older guy and, sort of in a leadership role on our team, and I kind of took that upon myself and to, produce more offensively. But, I mean, obviously the goals and assists would not be possible without my line mates and teammates, doing all the work to make that happen.
And who are normally your line mates?
Most of the year I played with Dylan Malmquist, who's a sophomore, and Connor Hurley, who is a junior as well. So,
okay,
yeah,
good chemistry among the line.
Yeah, huh? we have. I think we've developed that, and we've especially we did okay starting off, but we've picked up chemistry, and we're pretty close friends too, which helps us. So we're not afraid to talk to each other, and on the ice or in practice, and work things out and figure out better ways to produce offensively.
I don't know that I've ever seen anybody more comfortable on a breakaway than you are. It's amazing. You had one a month or so ago where you deked a guy with a pass, and then buried it in the net. It was just amazing. Where does that come from?
I mean, I think that's a big part of experience, and as I said before, but because I haven't always been that way. Breakaways are kind of scary, especially when you're a freshman or something playing in a college game and there's tons of fans and stuff like that. It's like you feel like a lot of pressure and stuff like that. And I guess I've come to realize that you just got to relax, and that when you're relaxed and just play the game, pretend like you're back on the pond or something like that. You just the right play comes, and I don't know. I guess experience is the main thing that has taught me that.
Well, you certainly demonstrate that. You also bring great speed to the ice, and this team is very much a speed-based team. Are you guys at your best when you're really taking advantage of that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we have a ton of guys who can just fly out there, and it's fun to watch, especially when we're moving our feet and playing the right way. We're moving up and down the ice quickly, and we transition the puck well, and with guys, we're always springing guys on breakaways or rushes and stuff like that. So it's exciting. It's fun to watch, and it keeps the practice is high pace and high tempo, and that's really helped us and helped us develop as a team. So
when you want to play that way and you play a team that's a grinder, how does that work? How does it work itself out? How do you impose your system on them?
I mean, sometimes it's tough playing teams that are different, like a checking team or something like that, because we're always going and stuff like that. But I think we just, a lot of it's like staying positive and not getting frustrated, because I think teams sometimes have found ways to limit us or shut us down for a little bit. But if we keep positive and keep our feet moving and keep playing our game the whole game, we eventually wear them down, because I don't know if there's a team as speedy as us in all of college hockey.
Yeah, I don't know that there's one that's as fast. I also don't know if there's one that is as fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coach Jackson and
yeah.
The strength conditioning program, make sure you guys are in that shape.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we all of that credit goes to Coach Jackson partly, but mainly Tony Lerolinski, who was our strength coach, or T-Row as we call him.
T-Row, yeah.
Yeah, he keeps us on a tight leash, which is good for us, and he's fantastic motivator and everything like that, and just a huge part of our hockey team that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah, no, it's always interesting. Sort of when I'm around players as they're leaving the program, they always reflect on T-Row's impact on their game and all he did for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely a little unsung. Now, Dad went here, Mom went here, sister.
Yeah.
Did you have a choice?
Not really, no. I mean, yeah, I get that a lot, but I mean, I've always wanted to go here. It's a fantastic place, and as soon as you get a taste of it, and I got a taste of it when I was young, and been around the campus a good amount when I was younger. So, and I fell in love with it, like everyone seems to when they come here. So, not really. I didn't really have a choice, but I didn't really want to choose anyway. So,
well, that's great. We're pretty fortunate that that occurred, and a lot of hockey in the family, right? So your father played?
Yes, he did.
Right.
Yeah.
A little while ago, right?
Yeah, long time ago.
No, don't say that. He's younger than me.
Yeah. Well.
He was an All-American here too, right?
He was. Yes. He likes to remind me of that too. He likes to remind me how many goals, but I always tell him it was a different game back then.
Have you passed his marks?
I have not. No. I don't really know exactly, but how like far I am away or whatever. But I don't know. I always tell him that the goalies couldn't even see back then, so.
Well,
can't compare.
Regardless, I'm betting on you. I'm betting on you catching him. Whatever that mark is,
yeah.
I think it's going to happen. And then your cousin Eric Condra, right?
Yes, yeah, he played here as well, and he was a fantastic player here, captain and everything. So I mean, if I can do as well as either of those guys, I'll be lucky.
And he's playing in the NHL now, right?
Yes, yeah, he's with Tampa Bay right now. So, he's kind of a role model for me, always has been. So, just hope I can make it to the level he is one day.
We had on the show earlier this year our two Stanley Cup champions.
Oh, nice.
Who were part of our program, and you mentioned Eric Anders with the Islanders,
Mm-hmm.
whoever it may be. We got a lot of guys having success in the NHL right now. That must make you feel good about your opportunity coming out of Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and that's just credit to the great coaching staff and everything, all the opportunity we have here to get better, and you see it. You see how well those guys do, and I always hear how like these Notre Dame kids are so underrated, because when they get a chance in like the NHL or whatever, they really shine, and that's exciting. And I think everyone knows that on our team, and what a great opportunity we have to use all the tools we were given here. Yeah,
well, a lot of success coming out of it, that's for sure. You're coming off a weekend with 2 shutouts. So as we were talking beforehand, Cal's on a roll here.
Mm-hmm. He is.
But now a different challenge this weekend. Give us a little scouting report on Michigan Tech.
Yeah, they're an older team, good, and they've been really hot lately. I think they've lost like 1 or 2 games in their last 12. So we're hopefully we'll be able to change that a little bit. But they're a good team, really skilled. They got a hot goalie as well, so that will be fun to watch. You know, a little battle of the goalies there with both goalies pretty hot right now. So I think, you know, just have to use our speed and shoot the puck a lot.
Is there a team on our schedule you look forward to playing more than another?
I think, well, being in Hockey East, our two biggest rivals are kind of Boston College and Boston University.
Right.
And we had a really fun game against BC before winter break. So, I mean, we play them again coming up in a couple of weeks. So I think that's our, highlight on our schedules right now. So I think both those two teams are really, really skilled and good and kind of similar to us, younger teams, and, you know, have a lot of players that we know, which, you know, makes it exciting.
Yeah. You mentioned Hockey East. Next year, the program moves to the Big Ten. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I think that's awesome. It's a great move, and it's nice with a lot of teams in the Midwest area and stuff like that, and a lot of exciting buildings. So I think we're all really excited about that, and, you know, it's sort of nice that we won't have to travel as far too, but that's going to be a great step for the program.
Well, I must say it's reassuring when you're doing a show with the AD not to say, well, that was a bonehead move. We made that move.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad you're in favor.
I rehearsed beforehand, don't worry.
You are deservedly getting a lot of recognition for your productivity on the ice this year, but you've gotten a lot recently because of a commitment you've made in the community that I'd like to talk to you about a little bit. And that is the time you've spent volunteering with a third grade classroom at the Pearly Fine Arts Academy. How did that come to be?
Well, actually, it started with a man named Jonathan Franklin who worked in the student welfare and development offices and stuff like that. And he talked to our team about volunteering and stuff. And we, you know, as a team, we have a team goal of community service hours. So he actually introduced me to the third grade teacher who I have been volunteering with for the past 2 years. Her name's Courtney Bernet, and she's a fantastic lady. They were good friends actually, and Jonathan introduced me to Courtney, and you know, I started going there a little bit when I could, and then just became really close with the class, and, you know, with the teacher as well, and a lot of the other faculty and the students at Pearly. And so, you know, I developed a friendship with all the kids there, and, you know, I basically have to go back every week now just to see them. You know, it's a huge part of my life, and they've had a much bigger impact on me than I ever could on them. So I'm just very grateful for Jonathan introducing me and, you know, starting that relationship.
Well, it's amazing the way you've sustained and continued this, and, and really had the impact. For those listening to us or watching this who haven't read the story or watched any of the content surrounding this, I hope they'll take the time to do it, because it's a very powerful story, including the way the kids are connected to you from a hockey perspective.
Yeah.
You know, using your performance to track statistical things. You have a whole wall in the classroom, I understand.
I do, yeah. That's all credit to the teacher. She is one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. She just is so into helping these kids, and a lot of them are from rougher neighborhoods or don't have a lot, and, you know, they aren't as fortunate as I was growing up, and she just is all about helping them in any way she can, and she just goes out of her way and goes the extra mile to make them interested in, you know, any sort of learning so they can, you know, have the best possible future.
Now, have they gotten to see you play?
Well, I started with her class last year, and we organized they all came to one of our games at the end of the season, and she surprised them. Actually, it was really cool. It was really neat, and made them all T-shirts and stuff like that.
Wow.
And so, yeah, we brought them to a game, and they just loved it. It was really cool. It was really exciting, and most of them had never been to a hockey game before or anything, and they were just, you know, we still talk about that. But they're fourth graders now, so I haven't taken the third grade class this year to a game yet, but hopefully in the near future we will.
Are you able, so you work with this classroom, are you able to keep in touch with your alumni, the fourth graders?
I do, yeah. I like going for recess usually, so I get to see both third and fourth grade, but mainly I go because, you know, get to play a little basketball with the kids and stuff like that. It's a fun time, and some of my teammates, they've come with me and they love it, and they're always coming back with me. So, you know, it's we've developed a relationship, you know, our team with this school, because the kids know a lot of the guys on the team, and when the kids go to a game or something, they point out to the parents, oh, there's Cal, like I know him and stuff like that, and the parents are like, what, and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for how exceptionally well you represent this university and our hockey program. Your success on the ice is notable, but your representation of us off the ice is even more important than Notre Dame. So thanks for all you do, and thanks for being with me.
Of course, yeah, appreciate it. Anytime.
We'll be back in a minute.
In the locker room, we're not really talking much. We're kind of, visualizing what's going to happen on the ice and staying focused on what's up next.
Open up the door, kind of blinded by the light right away that comes in through the tunnel. It's like kind of just being thrust into the world. It feels like everything's kind of over on top of you.
Playing for my teammates, you'd literally do anything for them. You're a family with them. It's amazing playing with a team like this.